I think we're all ready to go here. Most of you I've already touched base with, and you have got your shopping done, you've prepped your food, you're ready to go for the week. So I'll just briefly go over the different stages of the cleanse and the things to catch up on today. And then as we go, every morning I'm going to come on and talk about a different detail about cleansing, about health and well-being in general, just to support you through this process. So the Clear Change Detox program, it's split into 3 different segments. So you have your 3 stages. The first stage is a clearing stage. So that's when we're starting to remove any kind of inflammatory producing foods that are common allergens, things that are just hard for the body to process. We slowly start taking those things out of the diet. Just the reason that we do it in phases and segments is to put the least amount of strain possible on the body, because a lot of times when we do extreme cleanses, juice fasts, things like that, we're actually doing more damage than good. With a juice fast, for example, you're getting a lot of blood sugar spikes with the juices, especially if they're high in fruit. So this can put you on that blood sugar roller coaster where you have lots of highs, lots of lows, and it also can be damaging to the cells. When we have a blood sugar spike, it damages the cells, so we really, really want to avoid that. So that's a little bit of a tangent there, but stage 1, we're starting to take away any kind of foods that might be offending. Stage 2 is the actual metabolic detox. That's day 5 to 7, and that's when we're taking our supplements and we are eliminating a lot of foods. We have very basic foods in day 5 to 7, and that's the hardcore place in detox. Day 3, we start introducing foods back in. So that's day 8 and beyond. So the program goes for 10 days. The food suggestions are outlined to 9 days, and 10 day is supposed to be back to normal. But I also like to suggest that we use this as a little bit of an elimination diet. Now, elimination diet is a tool that we use in naturopathic medicine to find out what food sensitivities you might have. Now, after this cleanse is a really good time to do that because we're taking all those foods out. And a lot of times when you do a elimination diet, you'll be on that diet for a month, sometimes 3 months. It can be a really prolonged thing. So this is more of a condensed version because we are using all the herbs and the nutrients to really support the detoxification pathways of the body. So that gives us a little bit of a Reader's Digest version so that we can move into an elimination diet afterwards and maybe figure out some food sensitivities that you didn't even know were there. So that's the process after this. So the program is for that 9 to 10 days, but I will be continuing on with you guys after that, just so that we can get an all over general health picture and support you moving forward, because this is a reset, but it is about creating new habits and new patterns in your life that are gonna help you in the long term, forever, really. So that's the 3 stages. First, stage 1 is the clearing, stage 2 is the metabolic detox, and stage 3 is the reintroduction phase. Now, I know that little booklet can be a bit confusing. It's pretty intensive. It takes some time to study it to really get to know what's happening, but that's why I'm here. So I'm here to break it down for you and make it a lot easier. So I had posted the other day about the shopping list that I made for day 1 to 3. I'm assuming you guys probably have already looked at this and got your food down, but I have this for day 1 to 3, and then I've also made one for day 4 to 8, and it just shows you, you can put it on your fridge and you can see, okay, that's what I'm having for breakfast, lunch, dinner. So it just breaks it down a little bit easier than always flipping through that booklet. Also, the supplements, the protocol can be a bit confusing as well, but I'll come on every day and explain to you what you're taking today just to make that process easier. What some people like to do that's a good thing is take a sticky note and just for the day write down, okay, I'm taking 2 of these tablets, I'm taking 1 scoop of the powder, whatever it is. So that can be a little sneaky hack for you to do if you need help there. But as I said, I'll be coming on every day just to talk about this. And also, you should have received an email from me this morning. Hopefully you've received your welcome email and your day 1 email. If you haven't received those emails, check your spam, because I do use MailChimp, which is a program sending out group emails, and sometimes that'll it'll tag it as spam. So you'll just have to go in and okay that one. So if you haven't received it, let me know. If it's not in your spam, I can send it to you again. I might have the wrong email address or something like that, so please do let me know. Another thing I wanted to mention is that questionnaire that I'd spoken about earlier. So the Metabolic Detox questionnaire. It's really great to do. We do it before we start the cleanse, or even today, and then we do it after the cleanse is over. And it just gives you a really good idea of what's going on, because sometimes when we make these changes, there can be subtle things that have happened that you don't really remember. So it's just it's a tally, it's a tick sheet, whatever. You can print it off and do it, or even just do it online and you just tally up. You get it'll tell you how many numbers you get for each point you tick. If you're over 15, that means that you really do need a detox. Most people are, just because the way that our world is today. So I encourage you to do that one. I also encourage you to take a minute and write down why you want to do this, why you are cleansing, what brought you here, where you're at in your health journey. There is some space in that, in your program guide, that you can write it down, or in your own journal, but I do encourage you to use this as a mindfulness practice, as a reflective practice, just to get the most of the program, because you're gonna be facing some challenges here. That is definite. So when you face those challenges, we also want to have some tools to help us through that. So a lot of times we use food to avoid emotion, to cover up emotion, to change our emotional state, because when we eat foods, we can get like a sugar high, or we can get a dopamine high from having those kind of foods. So when we take those away, then what's left is sometimes our emotions or issues we haven't been looking at. So when those things do come up, I really encourage you to take a look at what's happening, to have that courage to look at what you've been avoiding, and what's happening there for you. And journaling is a really good practice to do in those moments. Take some breaths, go for a little walk. Really look at what's happening. Don't avoid it, because basically you can use your mind, you can let your mind run away with you, or you can use your mind to help you. And so I encourage you to take this process and utilize the time and the space to look at things that might have been covered up, or you might be avoiding in your life. So I really hope that you guys do that. If you need any help with that, please reach out to me. I have a lot of tools in the kit that we can look at if you're struggling a little bit. And when food cravings and that come up, also remember that this is temporary. This is 10 days, and you're doing this because you want to feel better, you want to have more energy, you want to treat your body well. So it's quite the process. So just take it a moment at a time. I have signed you up for Naturopathic Yoga Online. That's Amy Mingan's naturopathic program. Now this program is designed to be used in conjunction with naturopathic medicine as a yoga prescription. So I have signed you up for the different yoga sets that I believe will be beneficial during this process. So you can go ahead on there and choose whichever one you are attracted to. I think I did a woman balance one, a stress one, a liver detox one. So just have a look and see. They're short, they're 20, 30 minutes, so they're totally doable in the morning. Morning is a really great time to start a yoga or meditation practice right now, because you're already creating new habits. So it's a good time to start your day off with that. So start your ritual off with that. Also, at the end of the day, after work, say before you're going to make supper, is a great time to do yoga or meditation, just to give yourself that space, to take a breath, to know that you're choosing to eat those healthy foods and go move into it empowered. Because a lot of times after we've had a long, stressful day, the first thing we want to do is we make supper, we eat, we cook really quick, we eat really quick, because we want to eat it, we want to get energy, and then we want to relax, right? But if we intervene there and we do a yoga or meditation practice, we get energy naturally through our breath and through stretching, and we're activating our parasympathetic nervous system. So that's our rest and digest response. We really want to do that because we also want to be digesting properly so that we are getting the most out of these super healthy foods that we're eating. So I encourage you to go on and enroll in that. You'll have access to it for, I think I signed you up for 2 weeks. So even when we're finished, you'll have a little bit of extra time there to use that yoga platform. So it's really great. Amy is just a lovely, lovely naturopath. So I hope you guys do go on and enjoy that. So the other thing is the meal plan is only a guideline. If there's any foods in there you don't like, you do not have to eat them, just as long as you're following along with the foods that are indicated for each